All right, today we're jumping into a children's story about a caterpillar who is absolutely obsessed with shoes. Now, I know it sounds pretty simple, right? But it actually holds this really powerful secret about how we can tackle challenges that feel, well, impossible, especially when we're trying to face them all on our own.
So, let me just ask you this. What if the one thing in the world you love the most, the thing that brought you just pure joy, was also the source of your biggest, most frustrating headache? That's the exact pickle at the very heart of this story.
Okay, so let's meet our hero. His name is Kyan. He's this caterpillar living out in a big forest, and he has this one, singular, totally fabulous passion: shoes.
And right away, we get to Kyan's big paradox. See, on one hand, he gets to live his dream. He can wear every kind of shoe you can imagine, boots, heels, you name it, all at the same time. But, on the other hand, well, he's a caterpillar with hundreds of legs. And that means all those amazing shoes come with a tangled, chaotic mess of shoelaces. And listen, this wasn't just some small inconvenience for him. The story makes it really clear that he genuinely feared that he would trip and fall. This was a real, palpable anxiety that was stopping him from enjoying the very thing he loved the most. And this is where things really start to get out of hand. Kyan quickly realizes his problem isn't just that he doesn't know how to tie a good knot. It's the sheer scale of the task. A tiny little hurdle has suddenly turned into a massive wall that seems impossible to climb. We are talking about hundreds of legs here. Just think about that for a second. Tying one shoelace, no big deal for most of us. But what happens when you multiply that simple task by hundreds? It goes from a minor chore to a monumental, all-consuming project.
And this is Kyan's rock bottom. You can just picture him, right? Sitting all alone on a rock when it finally hits him. Even if he could learn how to tie the perfect bow, the time and energy it would take to do every single one was just too much. From where he was sitting, the problem felt totally unbeatable. But you know how these stories go. Just when he hits his lowest point, everything changes. This is the pivot. Help shows up, and believe me, not a moment too soon.
So as Kyan is sitting there, just feeling completely hopeless, his friends start to arrive. First a mouse, then a butterfly, and then a spider. They see he's upset, and they don't just keep going. They stop. They ask him what's wrong. And that right there, that's the first critical step. Just noticing a friend is in trouble. So Kyan lays out his whole shoelace nightmare for them. And his friends, they do something pretty remarkable. They don't just say, "Aw, that's too bad." Nope, they offer a practical, coordinated solution. They decide to take on this massive problem as a team. And their plan wasn't just a chaotic free-for-all. It was an organized four-step process. Super smart. First, the mouse, who already knows what to do, teaches the skill. Second, the butterfly and the spider learn it. Basically, they're scaling up the workforce. Third, they all officially offer their help. And finally, they get to work, and together they tie every single last shoelace. And the result? A total, unqualified success. Because of his friends' amazing teamwork, Kyan's problem is completely gone. Poof. He can finally walk, run, dance, whatever he wants in all of his favorite shoes with absolutely zero fear of tripping. His greatest passion is no longer his biggest problem.
So, what's the big takeaway here? This story is obviously way more than just a cute little tale about a bug. It's a powerful metaphor for the incredible value of real friendship and working together.
And what's cool is the story gives us this fantastic definition of teamwork. It's not just working together. It's about the well-coordinated efforts of everyone involved, which is exactly what we saw happen. And the end goal isn't just getting the job done, it's about success and happiness. This quote from the story's analysis just hits the nail on the head. Kyan's happiest moments didn't just come from wearing the shoes. They came from the successful collaborative effort of his friends. The journey, the teamwork, that was just as important as the destination. And this is why a story like Kyan's is so great, especially for kids. It wraps up some of life's biggest lessons in this neat little package. It shows you the value of having good friends, the incredible power of teamwork, how to use critical thinking to break down a big problem, and maybe the most important lesson of all, that it is absolutely okay to ask for help and to accept it when you need it. And that kind of brings us to our final thought. As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to mull over. What impossible task in your own life, big or small, could you finally solve if you just had the right team by your side?